So someone was just asking me what products to take for a specific health issue. And I'm going to say what I always say. This is a system. We are not a one-hit wonder product. It's one of the things that makes us different. When people say, how is Pure different from blah or blah? We're a system. We're a system based on plant nutrition, based on Genesis 1:29, that everything we need comes from the ground. It is not a one-hit wonder product. There are people that I have seen who take sulfur and have absolutely miraculous results in 1 hour, and then others who see no results in 1 hour. Well, you know what? Their liver might be so backed up, their body can't absorb any nutrition. We've got to cleanse our bodies of the toxins we've been consuming our entire lives. And if you don't cleanse the junk out, it is not good. You cannot expect your supplementation to really, it kind of bounces off. And that's one of the things Dr. Ellen Duke is going to be talking at our upcoming event, Pure Fire, is your body cannot even, the organs can't even work properly if they're all built up with sludge and toxins. I mean, I could talk about the gallbladder for an hour. You know, when they take people's gallbladders out now, the gallbladder has a job, by the way. When they take people's gallbladders out now, they don't tell you, okay, well, the organ that releases digestive enzymes is gone, and digestive enzymes break down fatty foods. So you might want to take some digestive enzymes. No, my father-in-law had his gallbladder removed 5 years ago. I said, did they give you any dietary instructions or encourage you to change anything? No. And then we just cut your organs out when they get all blocked up with sludge and gross stuff. We just cut them out and say, oh, off you go. Well, that organ was there for a reason. We got to cleanse the organs out. So this is our cleansing. We have a few cleansing products, but this is the primary cleansing product that we all recommend everybody starts with. It's got herbs and plants, bitter herbs and plants in it, and you take a full dropper full of it every night before you go to bed, at least for the first 7 days. I recommend longer than that when you're first getting started, and it cleanses all 7 channels that you eliminate through, so your body the organs can start to work the way they were made to work. There's a physician here in town that used to use another very expensive supplemental company that they had a liver cleanse and a gallbladder cleanse and all, like a whole bunch of stomach cleanse. We do it all with this. It's an amazing product. So you've got to cleanse. Sometimes people go, well, do I just cleanse first? You know, maybe I don't do anything but cleanse. You're going to feel like doo-doo if you just cleanse and don't put anything else in. You've got to cleanse, but then we've got to pour good nutrition into your body. Balance out your hormone levels and your pH. This is our #1 balancer. It's an alkalinizer. It balances out the mood, balances out the hormone levels. I'm going to tell a story. There's 2 women in Raleigh, North Carolina, who I met about 1.5 years ago. When I met them, one had hyperthyroid, one had hypothyroid. They went on what I'm about to tell you, and I came back 3 months later. They were both on medications when I met them, by the way, for their hyper and hypothyroid. When I went back, both of their thyroid levels had totally leveled out, and both of them were off of their meds. No specific one-hit wonder product for either one or the other. They were on the system. I'm not making claims that will happen to you. I'm just telling you one of the thousands of stories I've heard in the last 10 years. We've got to balance out the hormone levels with superfruits and foods, and then we build our cells up. We have 60 trillion cells in our house. What do you take care of in your house? You take care of your toaster oven? Do you take care of your refrigerator? Do you take care of the air filters? What do you take care of? You take care of this sucker? I bet you upgrade it every couple of years. Well, are you taking care of this? Because this should be the most important thing we take care of. I was just talking with my friend Mandy about the water the water that's coming from the tap, and how 15 years ago we all just drank water right out of the tap. No big deal. We just drank the water out. And she was talking with someone who works in the agricultural division of here in Florida, and how she's seen the animals that are born now and how deformed they are. Why do you think that is? We've got to cleanse the junk out, and we've got to pour good nutrition to our body. So it's not a one-hit product. The 6 impact products that I talk about in the 6 impact product video are Cleanse, Go In, Daily Build, best liquid vitamin on the planet. In fact, I'll tell you, if ever I travel without Daily Build, the last time I can think that I did it was when I went to the company's conference last October. I was there for 5 days. I did not take my Daily Build. I got sicker than I've been in a really, really long time. I mean, really, it was bad. And the only thing I didn't have was Daily Build. Daily build. And someone said to me the other day, my kids got strep this week, but we were on vacation the week before. We didn't take it's daily build. It builds up your body's immune system. Your body's in a war every day. You've got to give it the weapons it needs to fight off all the junk it's coming into contact with. Build your cells up with good nutrition. Okay, then I add on sulfur. Sulfur is a detoxifier. It's one of our detoxes. Detoxifies the liver. That's why some people get sulfur headaches. If somebody ever says to me, I have a horrible headache, and they've just started on Pure, they're detoxing. And their liver is probably detoxing. If they've ever been a heavy drinker, more than likely, that's what's going on. It's a sulfur headache. So I say lessen the sulfur for a little while. It'll go away. But you can do is a lot of people, you guys will do 6 to 8 servings of this a day. It's got a short half-life. It's out of your body fairly quickly. So you can do 2 to 3 of these in the morning. You could do 2 to 3 of these in the afternoon and 2 to 3 of them at night. I just mix them in warm water. It's the first thing I do every morning after I brush my teeth. First thing I do, 2 scoops of this every morning. I don't usually do 2 scoops at night, but if I'm struggling with something like acne, allergies, or pain, I totally will. I'll up it up to 2 in the middle of the day, 2 at night as well. Your body metabolizes this quickly. This is a mineral used to be in our food supply because they used to fertilize the fields with compost, and they don't do that anymore. So we are almost all deficient in sulfur. So this is one of our massive anti-inflammatory agents. It's one of the few products that people say within minutes of consuming it most of the time. No, not most of the time. Within hours of consuming it, it is not unusual to have somebody who has extreme joint pain say, oh my goodness, could it really be that fast? We use it in a neti pot. If our allergies are bothering us, we mix the neti pot up, and then we put the sulfur in it as well as with the saline mixture, and we'll flush out our sinus area with the sulfur. You can totally do that. You can give it to your dogs and your cats who have skin issues. This is one of the 6 impact products, sulfur, one of our absolute best sellers. If you go through if you put it in your check-in bag and go through the airport, the TSA will stop you. It's funny, they stop you before even opening it. It's something about it. They always have to do the bomb thing on it. So just be aware of that. Check it in your bag if you can. I did 4 so far, right? I could do an hour-long talk on this. I'm not going to, but I could. Go watch the videos on purelifechangers.com on the products page. Every single human on the planet should be consuming plant-based omega-3s every single day. Almost every ailment we face as a human race. You can Google. Now they've got all the studies on Google. You can find them all. We used to have to go to Medline and you go to the library at the University of Florida to look up published studies. Now you can find them all online. I don't care if it's Parkinson's, dementia, heart disease, focus, insomnia, anxiety, depression. You can find studies showing how omega-3s have helped with those things. Well, that's interesting. Why, I wonder? Because omega-3s are essential fatty acids. Your body has to have them to function properly. That's thus the word essential. We don't make them. You have to put them in. So in the past, people did fish oil, right? You know what they do to get the fish oil? First of all, think of where the fish are swimming, my friends. Think of all the radiation that came over from that thing that happened in Japan years ago, all in the water. They take the fish, they open their intestines, and they squirt out the fish oil. You'd have to have 12 over-the-counter fish oil pills to equal 1-2 tablespoon serving of this food. I made it in French toast this morning for my kids. You can put it in applesauce, you can put it in smoothies, you can put it in peanut butter. When we did a study with children, we put it in honey, we put it in ketchup. You can put it in anything. It has no taste. It's been opened. So that means if you there were some chia seeds on the table in the Keys, we were just there this past weekend, they were all closed. It's like psyllium going through your body. That's no good. You want your seeds to be open so your body can absorb the omega-3s inside. Of course, most chia seeds you see on the market aren't even from an area that produces chia seeds high in omega-3s. They're really just fiber, maybe some phytonutrients, little antioxidants in there. The omega-3s is the secret ingredient. It has to be grown near the equator to have high amounts of omega-3s. If you are not consuming this daily, and we showed this in the study, when the kids consumed the omega-3s, our meal a daily, we saw results in their schoolwork. I would drive over and interview the parents twice a month in their schoolwork, with their children, and with their siblings, with their communication, with their aggression, with their motor skills. When they stopped for a couple of days, we saw it all go back downhill. So people go, oh, well, I don't know if I even want to start your products if I'm going to have to be on them forever. Okay. Will you all agree that if you drink a gallon of water a day every day for 30 days, things would be better? Would you agree? Would you agree that your skin would probably be better? You'd feel better. You'd be sleeping better. You might be peeing all the time. But would you agree with that? Okay. And then if you stop, you'll kind of go back to dry skin and not feeling so good, joints not being lubricated. Well, why in the world would you drink a gallon of water a day? You'd be addicted to drinking that much. Really? Watch what happens. No, you won't want to travel without it. You won't. We're all going on a cruise in a couple days, and people are talking about, how am I going to get my superfruits on the cruise? Make sure you've got your noni and your skin defense on a cruise. Okay. 5, that was 5. What's the 6th one? Who knows? Calcium. Our calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, plant-based product is the best calcium product on the planet. My child is playing advanced soccer. I mean, it's no joke. He's 14. He's been playing since he was 4. Do you know that 4 kids on his team broke their bones last year? Do you think it's normal for children playing soccer to break their bones? No. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that never would have happened. Why is it happening now? Because they are all deficient in calcium. They are pouring sodas and sugar and junk into their bodies all day long. They're drinking milk for their calcium, and they are not getting any benefits from that. When you're acidic, you can go get some pH strips. I used to have them on my desk. You can get them off Amazon at a pharmacy. Check your acidity of your body. If you're acidic, your body's leaching the alkalinity out of your teeth and your bones to keep you alkaline. It's an amazing biochemical machine that we live in. It is. Give it some calcium, for crying out loud. And if you don't mix the calcium with the magnesium perfectly, your body won't even absorb the calcium. I took the calcium to a friend of mine who's a very well-known pediatrician. She turned the bottle over, read the back, and she said, they nailed the exact percentage that the calcium and the magnesium have to be mixed. We also have vitamin D in there. Do you know how many people are deficient in vitamin D and taking these horse pills that don't even bring their levels up? It's just take our calcium and magnesium vitamin D mix for a month and go get your blood checked and see what happens. No claims. I'm just saying. There's a reason I walked away from medicine, and I'm spending time teaching you today. It works. That's our 6 products. Some people might go, oh, well, how come you're not talking about energy? This is great. It's great. I really believe once you've been on the 6 impact products for a couple of months, you don't feel like you need this anymore. For those of you who don't know what this is, I think they should call it Focus, not Energy. It's a plant-based B6, B12, wheatgrass, spirulina vitamin mix, all plants, that gives you plant brain food. So you get clean energy is what some people call it. Not the jitters from coffee and you're crashing in the afternoon. You feel like you have to have another cup or you're going to die. I used to go in the OR after drinking coffee. I was like this, couldn't sew anybody up. I couldn't drink coffee and go in the OR. This, I feel though, once you've been on our system for a while, you don't really need this anymore. It's a nice pick-me-up now and then, but you don't need it. That's why it's not one of the 6 impact products for me. Now, if you are addicted to coffee and soda and you know it's not good, by the way, and you want to give this a try, sure, throw this in for the first 28 days. How long do I have to do this system, Rachel? Well, there's 6 things I see that people typically see in their first 28 days just using the 6 impact products. I'm not even talking about the detox system, which is amazing, by the way, just the 6 impact products. They typically see weight loss. The people who don't have to lose weight, like my children, don't lose weight, but the people who need to lose weight just kind of falls off. They typically have better sleep. They typically have more energy. Their mood is typically improved, but they don't notice the mood. Everyone around them does. My nurses used to be like, yeah, you haven't had your dirt yet today. Go to the kitchen and eat your dirt. Everyone else notices your mood change. Your bowel habits improve and your pain greatly decreases, if not goes away, in 28 days. Now, most people who get started with Pure have destroyed their bodies for decades. And in America, we want, well, can't you just give me a pill? Can I just take one thing? No, that's not how it works. We want microwaves. We want fast food. That's not how this works. It's a system. Give your body a couple months of cleansing, balancing, and pouring whole raw food, plant-based, high-quality nutrition into your body and watch and see what happens. I know every single one of you watching this would say, I felt better at 2 months on Pure than I did at 1 month. I felt better at 3 months on Pure than I did at 2 months. I felt better at 6 months on Pure than I did at 3 months. I know all of you would say that. So that is my answer to the question of what do we take for a specific thing. There's an amazing video that I did a couple years ago because we don't change. It's an advanced product training video on my top 10 favorite products and why. And in that video, I talk more in depth about the 6 I just talked about, plus I talk about the superfoods. Okay, so I typically say, do you have issues? 6 impact products, and then we can add things on. So someone with heart problems, you definitely need to be consuming, you start with 2 tablespoons, get up to 6 to 8 tablespoons a day. You probably should add goji onto that as well. Someone with allergy issues or pain issues, you need to add mangosteen in. I'd go for 2 ounces minimum a day. 2 to 3 ounces is fine. These are foods. Your body uses what it needs to use. It gets rid of what it doesn't need. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Not a one-hit wonder company. Don't go running around selling sulfur or bags of Mila. It's a system. Let's give it a shot for 28 days and see what happens.